Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? Right, it's Saturday. We have got a map that was released a little while ago. I didn't get a chance to review it when it first came out, but it was definitely interesting, so I wanted to check it out. As you can tell from up here, the aesthetics are somewhat, well, interesting and galling at the same time. Something about it just doesn't feel right. And if you can spot what it is, and you should do if you're a regular to the show by now, stick it down in the comments just to show that you were ahead of the game. You can watch the whole video and pretend that you're ahead of the game, but that's kind of cheating. We can't be doing that. Another thing that is kind of cheating is asking for a like before the video begins, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, helps me grow a little bit more every single day. And if you're watching this show, you probably watch it every day, every way, anyway. So therefore, why not? You know you're going to like it. Today's map is Carpenter Coast by BDM'd. BDM'd, a creator we have done a couple of times in the past. You may recognise their name. There's your start square. A couple of river options going on there, so probably no problem with water flow. And the resources look like that, centered on the 25 tiles, so not really intended for 81 tile use, but I'm using 81 tiles anyway. Let's have a look at the workshop. What do we need? The answer is nothing, apart from the realistic temperate theme and, well, what are we using? Say it with me. The community voted realistic V1.2 LUT. Okay, let's have a look. Now, issue number 1, you may have spotted that the streetlights are running down the centre of the highways. What's the problem with this? Well, we're left-hand drive. So what's the problem? Except for it's not a left-hand drive map. Yeah. If you switch it over to right-hand drive, everything just works back the other way, and you have the traffic running on the right hand lane with the street lamps in the middle as well. We will get to, when we get to the middle of the map anyway, we'll have a look. There is a little bit of a regular road that I popped in up there, and we can have a look and see exactly what I mean by it's left hand drive but it's right hand drive. It's a fail. Big time. Vanilla intersection there, no problem with that, nicely plopped. We've got plenty of options. Which route shall we take? I'm going to take this route. Something to be said actually about the map. It's yeah, just having a little look, see down, still a little bit steep down. Some of these vanilla wishbones, they seem smoother than others. I don't know whether there's two versions out there, but anyway. This bridge looks okay apart from this end. I would suggest suspension at that end is unnecessary. And we'll, oh hello, a bit of a, well it's not, is it a jinky janky? It's just squeezing in there to actually squeeze in with this particular intersection. Get everything aligned. We've got a little hollow there. Little hollow. And we'll pour down here. You can tell the roads aren't of the smoothest, highest quality. And there's going to be a few interesting areas that are even worse than that. Okay, next intersection, next bridge. It's a better bridge. Like it a little tad higher, a couple of nodes higher would be better, I think. This intersection, it's got jinky jankies all the way through it. This has got a jinky janky right there, and another one there, and wibbly wobblies all the way around here. Oh, crikey. Crikey, what is this? This is actually the worst bit of road on the map, by the way. I chose this route solely to show you this. This is the worst. This is almost like it was drawn in by somebody completely different, or at the end when BDM had had a couple of beers. It's just all over the place, and I have no idea. I mean, the rest of the map has jinky jankies and maybe is a little bit loose, but this, there's no control, especially down here. I mean, look what goes on here. What? Why? What is all this about? I have not the foggiest. Definitely on the whole map, by far the worst section. I mean, there, why? What? Just drawn out in a hurry. And please, guys, if you're going to build it, oh, now we've got jinky jankies all the way around there. If you're going to draw, if you can take the time to build a map, which takes a good few hours, just take a little time over the highways. Just take a little time. I mean, what is all that about? Oh, lordy. Not going to be 5 stars for detail here. Perfectly aligned suspension bridges there. Very, yeah, okay, very nicely done. And what the hell is this? Trying to get up onto that bridge. Oh, dear. Okay, where were we? Now, down here, we're getting to an interesting little bit of highway. It's kind of like a ring road. A little bit of a ring road. But it's one-way ring road at this location. Goes off and around that way. Let me show you. Pull right the way back. So there you go. We've got 2 ways on the right hand side and then 1 way on the left hand side. Now we've got better highways here. See what I mean? It's like this was drawn by somebody completely different. Still slightly loose, but definitely better control on it. Next bridge, perfectly aligned suspension bridge there, which is almost again like it was drawn by somebody completely different than did the previous one. BDM, are you 2 people? Are you schizophrenic? Am I schizophrenic? Are we schizophrenic? I have no clue. Nothing wrong with being a schizophrenic. I'm absolutely fine with that. Some of my best friends are. And some would say that I am somewhat myself. Okay, oh look, we've got some things up here. I like things. This is the modern stair building by Ninu, a Korean creator, and these are right nice. It looks like you can connect a footpath to the top of the building at the back, and look at the screenshots, there are real life people wandering up and down the stairs as well. These are actually parks rather than buildings as well, so should be places for people to actually go and have a look. I was unsuccessful actually connecting a footpath to the thing at the back. It does actually look like there is a node at the back to connect to. Okay, factoids, because factoids. Lord Byron's daughter was a brilliant mathematician who helped to invent the very first computer. God bless her. I wish I had those sort of brains. I'd like to have one brain, and not this schizophrenic one that's just like I have trouble with. But yes, anyway, just had a look inside the building there. Modern stair building by Ninu, today's assets of the day. 3 different variants there. Before we go and have a look at the rail, let me show you this. So anyway, you're coming up the left-hand drive, yep. Left-hand drive gets up to this little bit of road here with the red lights, and then if you take a left or a right, take a left and the traffic's coming towards you. So it's yeah, it's a right-hand map with left-hand highways. Okay, well we'll call that a deliberate choice, shall we? Oh, not. The rail. Okay, now the rail is okay. It's okay. There's a little bit of uppy-downy going on and swooping around. Certainly no worse than the vanilla maps, the rail, which is something. If you can at least get to Colossal Order's level of a rail quality, then you're doing okay. You know. Let's face it, they're game makers, Colossal Order, not map makers. And just, I think a lot of us are in agreement. Not too bad a bridge. I mean, this side's a lot worse. It could be tapered right in. Doesn't even have to drop and climb at all. Yes, I think we're all in agreement that if CO decided to come to our little community and asked us to nominate a few creators to produce the next vanilla maps, I'm pretty sure we would be able to provide them with a little bit of map making talent. That'd be lovely. I think it'd be lovely. I think you definitely deserve it, you guys. You guys. BDM would definitely be first on my list, actually. A little bit of elevated rail here. What's going on here? Where is the rail going there? Why doesn't it just cut straight across the highway? That is really odd. I mean, yes, we've got slopes as well, which is, I did say there was uppy downy, and they're not the best bridges. That said, we've got a rickety bridge here. Rickety. Look at, oh, hello. No, thank you. I'm not going over that bridge. No, that's all right. Can I get the bus, please? Can I get the bus or the plane? Can I walk? I'd rather walk if that's all right.
Do you have trouble building on steep hills? Do your buildings continually glitch into or out of the ground? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Building on Steep Hills by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And back to Carpenter Coast by BDM'd and the shipping routes. Okay, now shipping routes. What can go wrong? Well, not much. Are we going cross country? Do we have a right angle turnings? Are we going to that island? No, we're avoiding the island. We're looping all the way back this way. This is definitely a loopy shipping route. Is it useful though? Well, everything's fine, but why does that loop come all the way away from the mainland? It'd be nice actually if we could have a shipping route up and into the bay. That would be helpful. Right, water flow. It's going downhill. This is good. Water flows downhill. Nice to know. And must be heading towards the ocean, I imagine. If we follow down here, must be heading towards the ocean. Must be heading towards the ocean. I keep saying that. Where is the ocean? And hang on, the water's coming back towards us. Okay, so this river is a broken river because the water is back flowing here. It looks like we're heading towards a null area of water. There you go, null area of water. So beware of that river there. That doesn't actually go to the ocean. That goes off the side of the map. Okay, we'll head down to the next river intersection that heads out. Now, notice the way that it's a diverging river all the way there. That's the point I was making at the start of today's show. Rivers don't usually, although there are exceptions to the rule, there may be a divergence on the river. For the whole river to be diverging all the way down is very unlikely. Start square, water is flowing fine past it, although it's running upstream from the sea, which is a weird thing. Very, very weird thing. So yeah, water running upstream. I'm not sure where that's going to nullify, but it's a weird thing. Right, let's have a little look at some of this. Now we've got some very pretty vanilla tree islands going on. Definitely usable. It's tiered. It's a tiered island, so you can actually build on different levels without having to flatten too much. We have the essential lighthouse. It's a lovely thing. You can't get onto it without a stepladder. Unless you climb further up the hill. That's right, climb up the hill first. Look, if you just budge that across there, and then that's better, isn't it? It's as simple as that, guys. It's as simple as that. Okay, what have we got? We've got an interesting rock formation here, which would never, ever have evolved there. We'll call it a fantasy map. A fantasy map because, I mean, we've got all these rocks going on. And these are terraformed using a tree brush. You can see we have got repeating patterns, like there. Hang on, yeah, there. And then we can repeat the same pattern to here. And repeat the same pattern under the water there and here, and yeah, you just see it's just been, well, it's lazy work, I'm afraid. It's an interesting thing to try and do though. This actually using this terraforming for underwater rockery. Same going on down here. I don't think it works, but I think it's a valiant effort to try something a little bit different. And I'm all about rewarding people that try and do something a little bit different. Never seen it before, so not to that extent. So well done for that, BDMs, for at least trying. Another weird rock formation going on there. Here we've got a castle, which is, again, I don't buy into its location. It's an interesting shape. I don't buy into the shape, but yeah. And we've got a very, very wide gate, almost too wide, but it's more like a citadel, I guess, with the walls that don't quite match up, well, meet up to the towers, and the gates of the towers are on the outside. So defending them, you just get people coming up and knock on the gate and say, "Excuse me, I'm coming in." Not really a defendable castle, that one, but a bit of fun. This one, probably more defendable because it's actually surrounded by water. Although, once again, no real effort has gone into that one. It's just easy plop down. Another castle. Ah, now this castle, I think slightly more believable. Slightly more believable than the previous one. Again, the location doesn't really do anything for me at all. I don't really see that as being a real-life location for a castle. Maybe at the top of that hill would be a better location. Unfortunately, that's not where we have a castle. Okay, what more have we got? We have got another essential lighthouse down here. That's a better essential lighthouse. That is much, much better. Let's have a look at the background, which are these hills. And the hills, tree placement on the hills are aesthetically fine. Realism, in some ways it's good, and in some ways realism be damned. It's fun. It's aesthetically okay. Interesting ridge going on here as well. So credit for a little area of interest there. Anyway, your chance to vote on this map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We do use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? I suspect not, but it could squeeze in depending on how weak the month is. You never know. I'd like to see anybody get into the top 10. Anyway, aesthetically, I think it's okay. I think it's interesting. Aesthetically, I'm not saying it's pretty, but I think it's interesting. I think for the interest value, I'm gonna give it a 3rd star. It caught my eye off the workshop, and that was down to aesthetics. So yeah, I'm going to give it 3 stars for aesthetics. Detailing is a little bit shoddy. It's not awful, but it's a bit shoddy, and I can't go above 2 stars for that. Gameplay potential, I think it's actually a playable map until you get to the roads. The left-hand drive to the right-hand drive, the right-hand drive to the left-hand drive. That kills it, I'm afraid. Absolutely kills it. It's basically unplayable, and for that it's 1 star. 1 star for gameplay. Sorry. Why am I apologising? I didn't make it. Carpenter Coast by BDM'd. A not unattractive, very flawed map. Oops. I think the phrase would be there. Oh well, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Is it too late? It is probably too late, really, isn't it? No, it's not too late to join me. You can join me on Patreon for $1 a month and get your name into the credits for April. Ooh, but you have to do it very soon because it's almost too late. There's an old map on the screen now that you can go and vote on, and don't forget to join me tomorrow for the Steam Weekly Chart Show. It's actually my favourite show of the week, and not enough of you watch it, so put it on your wish list. See you soon.